Welcome to day 13 of our Lent reflections. Today, counter-cultural disciples. Romans 12 and verse 2 from the Message says, "Don't become so well adjusted to your culture that you fit into it without even thinking. Instead, fix your attention on God. You'll be changed from the inside out. Readily recognize what He wants from you and quickly respond to it. Unlike the culture around you, always dragging you down to its level of immaturity, God brings the best out of you and deforms a well-formed maturity in you." Being a disciple of Jesus means following Him, not the culture in which we find ourselves. The warning of this verse is not to become so used to the prevailing culture that we fit in without thinking about it. The problem we all face is that it's very easy to get sucked into living like everyone else. Our culture is no longer heavily influenced by our Judeo-Christian heritage, yet we are called to follow Christ, not our changing culture. The mantra preached outside of the church is equality and tolerance, and so when the church speaks out on certain issues based upon biblical truths, we can face criticism because we seem less accepting of certain points of view. The irony of this intolerance towards Christians seems totally lost on most people. So how can we stand out as disciples of Jesus and grow into a level of maturity that marks us out as the people of God? Firstly, our use of social media should fit with our values. We should honour one another and not feel the need to criticise and tear down someone else's point of view. Nor should we be sharing content that doesn't build people up. When cyberbullying hits the news, let us stand out as those whose online behaviour is exemplary. Secondly, where we see broken relationships causing so many societal problems, we should be careful to promote healthy relationships and healthy marriages. This doesn't mean we fail to love and care for those who cohabit, who are divorced or separated, but that we are clear that God's best plan is for celibacy outside marriage and lifelong faithfulness within it. Marriage is the sharing of two lives in mutual submission, and the security of such a relationship is the proper place for sexual intimacy. Although culturally sex outside marriage is the norm, the Bible talks about two becoming one flesh, and so when these relationships break down, the tearing apart leaves hurts and fractures in the soul. 3. Our general attitude to life should be markedly different. Have this attitude in yourselves, which was also in Christ Jesus, who, although he existed in the form of God, did not regard equality with God a thing to be grasped, but emptied himself, taking on the form of a bondservant, Philippians 2, 5 and 6. When so many people are looking after their own interests, we should stand out as those who put the needs of others first. If you focus on listening to God and doing things His way, it will not hold you back. It will allow God to bring out the very best in you.